Today's video is going to be a cook with me video. In my previous video, I had posted how to make black beans, and I had shared with you all that I was going to be sharing a cook with me video on how I put the whole meal together, and that's what this is going to be. In this video, I'm going to be making white rice with the black beans. On the side for meat, I have some pork chunks, and on another side, I'm going to be making some breadfruit tostones that my mom gave me, which I was pretty excited and surprised to see because we don't see breadfruit here, so to be able to buy something already put together and fry them is exciting, so make sure to stick around and watch. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you never miss out when I post a new video. Let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing that we are going to start with is making our black beans. For this recipe, we are going to need about a 1/4 cup of diced ham, 1 small potato. I'm personally using a yellow potato, but you can use the potato of your choice. 1 little clove of garlic. We're going to need about 1 tablespoon of oil. Canola would be fine, vegetable oil is okay too, or if you want to keep it extra virgin olive oil, go for it. You're going to need some sofrito. I do have a video if you want to check it out showing you how I make my sofrito. If you would rather buy this already pre-made, you can go to the Goya section, the frozen aisle, and the container for the store-bought one looks like this. We are going to be using about 1/2 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of black beans, about 1 teaspoon of adobo, and 1 packet of this little ham flavoring. And then we are going to need about 1 can of water as well. Now over to the stove, we are going to go ahead and turn it up to a medium high. In a saucepan, we are going to place our 1 tablespoon of oil, 1/4 cup of ham, 2 tablespoons of sofrito, the packet of our ham seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of adobo. And we are going to saute this on the stove for a couple of minutes. After sauteing, we're going to go ahead and add our can of black beans. Then we're going to stir, and using that same can, we're going to fill it up with water and put it in the pot as well. We're then going to add our 1/2 can of tomato sauce, our 1 clove of minced garlic, and 1 diced potato. Then we're going to give this one final stir and let it sit there until it starts to boil. At the point of boiling, you can set a timer for 10 minutes. We're going to let this boil for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. As our beans are cooking, I'm walking over to my rice cooker to make my white rice. For my family of 4, I like to use 2 cups of white rice, 2 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, and about 1 tablespoon of oil. And then I just turn on my rice cooker and let the magic happen. Now we're gonna head back to the beans and check in on them. After 10 minutes of boiling, you're going to see how nice and thick and dark those juices became. So good. All right, now that we're at this point, 1 final stir. We're gonna put our lid on it, and then we're gonna lower it all the way down, and we're going to let it just simmer for about 10 minutes. Nice and thick these look. So yummy. All right. Now I'm simply going to take my beans and place it in the back burner on low just to let them simmer as I cook my yummy and savory pork chunks. All I'm going to be using to season my meat is going to be some oregano and some adobo. The meat I'm going to be using is going to be boneless country style ribs. Now I'm simply cooking for my small family of 4. If you are cooking for more, you are obviously going to be using more, and the more meat you use, you're going to adjust your seasonings accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys up. completely seasoned, I'm gonna come over to the frying pan and I'm going to go ahead and fry them. I typically use enough oil just to cover the bottom of my pan. I'm going to place these and I'm going to give it about 3 to 4 minutes per side. I'm gonna check each side, and once one side becomes golden brown, I use that kind of like my sign that it's time for me to go ahead and flip it over. I would say that these are typically done within 8 to 10 minutes. And I have a little plate here where I'm letting them dry, and my beans are simply staying warm in my back burner. On the side today, we are going to have some breadfruit tostones de pana. These are really good. My mom got me some, so I'm gonna be cooking them today. It is made out of breadfruit, and you really can't find breadfruit anywhere around here, so buying them frozen is the way to go. Also, with these, sometimes they do, since they are frozen, they have this little white ice on it. Word to the wise, this will cause your oil to splatter. So something that I like to do is I like to let them sit out for a few minutes, and then I'll go through either with a paper towel or a clean dishcloth, and I will dry or rub that stuff off, that ice off, so that when I cook it, I'm not gonna get hurt and it's not going to make a mess all over my kitchen. Now to fry up my breadfruit tostones, I'm once again going to be using my cast iron pan. I'm sure you've noticed by now that I use this all the time. I absolutely love it. So I just finished frying my meat. I went over, I cleaned it, and now I'm using it again. I'm going to be making a video at some point in the near future just sharing with you guys how is it that I take care of my cast iron pan, and maybe some tips and tricks on how to clean it. There's a couple of things that I do to make sure that my heat is ready. I use my hand. If I feel the heat, that usually lets me know it's ready. When I'm frying something, if I put it down and it starts sizzling, that means it's ready. So we're gonna put our breadfruit in. No splatters, my friend, because we removed those ice chunks beforehand. Just like a little trick I've learned from personal experience. Now the best part has come. It is time to serve this delicious meal and enjoy. it's time to give it a try. Let's try here and see what it's like. Definitely something good. Definitely something that you need to give a try. It's just really tasty. Now it's your turn to go ahead and give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.